Reviewing Cage, Best of Times at Ridgemount High.
The California Klaus Kinski, and I said, well, I am the California Klaus Kinski.
California Nosferatu here, and this is Reviewing Cage. This is not a review of the film per se, more of an assessment of Nicolas Cage's performance, because as we all know, Nick never phones it in, so there isn't a negative rating. We will be using a two-type rating system, a Nick Cage performance or a Nicolas Cage performance. A Nick Cage performance entails a bigger-than-life pop art acting style or a charismatic, likable character in a big fun popcorn movie, or a Nicolas Cage performance, which includes Cage finding the character's truth and communicating it to the audience with amazing raw emotion, transcending all genres, all budgets, beyond method, and an undeniable talent. Sometimes it's a quiet performance, sometimes you find it in a Hollywood big studio crowd pleaser. Let's take a look at the versatility and range of acting legend Nicolas Cage. Reviewing Cage, Best of Times at Ridgemount High. Best of Times was a pilot show from 1981 that marked the first appearances on screen for Crispin Glover, Jill Schoelen, and the man, the icon, the ever larger than life, Nicolas Coppola. Best of Times is a television show that was very much in the spirit of Laugh-In meets You Can't Do That on Television. The show features fourth wall breaking monologues, skits, and musical numbers. And it's made to feel like the kids made the show themselves, written, acted, and produced by Crispin's group of friends. Did I mention all the actors use their real first names? The program has us following the day-to-day going-ons of our young main characters. Special guest star Jackie Mason plays the proprietor of a convenience store that just might be a 7-Eleven.
Hello? What? Oh, all right, I'll be right over. I've got to go. The gang's at the 7-Eleven store and they're out of quarters.
Is one of the few adult characters we see on screen. Most sketches take place at the store, Crispin's room, the beach, a jeans store, the arcade, and a school dance.
The school dance. My mom and dad, they met at the school dance. Not like this dance, though. An old-fashioned dance. Excuse me. They liked each other, and they got married, and they had me. Well, like they say, 1 out of 3 ain't bad.
Obviously, the show is a bit of a hit or miss, and no one is wondering why the show was never picked up for syndication. This is not a review of Best of Times per se, it's a review of Nicolas's performance, so let's get into it.
The best of times will continue in a moment.
We first meet Nick when Crispin starts naming off his friends.
Oh, these are my friends. This is my best friend, Nick. Do you know why? Would you tell him he wasn't your best friend?
Who wouldn't want him to be your best friend? The coolest guy on the beach? Heck, even the show. Our first real taste of Nick Cageisms comes during his first sketch where he does a spot-on, hilarious Rocky Balboa impersonation. I'm getting a bit of his character from Kiss of Death vibes.
37.
Ugh, Pop! Pop! I'm going for 40. Watch!
38.
You got it, baby. Come on. Come on.
He did it. Hey, remember Rocky? Boy, what a movie!
Yeah.
The best scene was when Stallone kept hitting that side of beef. Remember that? He kept hitting that side of beef, just smashing it with his fists. That was all raw. Hit, smash, hit, making it all bloody. You sure did a job on that beef.
Nick,
Yo.
you ever see any Disney pictures?
Next, we see Nick dancing and making music with unconventional instruments. You can see the absolute joy in Nick's face. This is the face of a person who has just found their calling in life as a massive entertainer.
Hi, Crispin. Hiya, David. Hiya, Mr. Riley.
Oh, how do you do?
Fine. I was wondering, do you give a refund on this bottle?
Sure. Here's your dime spot. Now don't spend it all in one place, whatever you do.
All right.
Wait a minute. All these bottles are not from my store. If I sold this much, I'd be in the glass business.
Oh, come on, Mr. Riley. We're just trying to make some money.
Me too.
Oh, come on.
Hold it. The trouble with you kids is you got no sense of responsibility. All you think about is money, sex, drugs. I think about it too. Trouble is I got no money. So every time I think of sex, my wife takes a drug. An aspirin, I'm talking. Now listen, do you hear me at all? I think all this rock and roll is making you kids deaf.
What?
I rest my case. Hold it.
All right. We won't say another word, will we?
Why don't you listen to a great jazz musician from my era, Leroy Anderson? What hits he had? The waltzing cat, the syncopated clock, the typewriter song. Not only could you dance with it, you could do light clerical work with it too. You see what you kids need? I'll tell you what you need. You need your parents' love. I'll never forget how my mother used to put her arms around my throat. She used to look into my eyes and say, "Boy, are you ugly."
Mr. Riley just put it on my tab.
Cage has a skit where he gives the character who is shy with girls, Kevin, advice on talking with the opposite sex. Cage absolutely owns this scene. His delivery is hilarious. He comes across very likable and not a meathead, brain-dead bully. I especially enjoy his imitation of Kevin's walk.
You don't have the right mental attitude. Here, I'll show you. This is how you walk. Hi, how you doing? Yeah, I saw your booking for today. Yeah. Oh, have a donut. Yes.
And there's a payoff later because she's Nick's date at the school dance.
Hey, Nick. How did you get a date with her? Figured if a nerd like you could score, it'd be a snap for me. Hey, Nick. What?
Do you think I'm good looking?
Not to me or not.
No, I mean the girls.
I don't know. Takes all kinds.
Yeah, but I don't seem to have much luck.
It's got nothing to do with luck. You don't have the right mental attitude. Here, I'll show you. This is how you walk. Hi. Hi, how you doing? Yeah, I saw your booking for today. Yeah. Oh, have a donut. Yes. What does that say to people?
I really don't know.
Well, I'll tell you. It says happy. No problems, no worries, nothing. Just happy.
Was that bad?
Yeah, in this world, if you look too happy, people think you're stupid. Now watch. This is how I walk. What does it say to you?
It says get out of the way. Here comes Nick.
That's right. Ah! That's what turns women on.
I never knew that.
Yeah. Then when you get their attention, let them do all the talking and just keep looking in their eyes like this. You know, women are sensitive. They can pick up mental vibrations.
They can? Well, Nick, what do you think of when you're looking at them like this?
I think, quote, I am the most beautiful man you have ever seen. My magnificent biceps drive you wild with desire, unquote. Stuff like that.
And it works?
Yeah. Look, see that girl over there?
Yeah.
Go ahead, try it out on her.
Nick, I appreciate it.
Hey.
I don't really.
Now, and remember, you are beautiful.
Nick, I really don't think this is gonna work.
Go on.
Okay. Hi, my name is Kevin, and there's a guy over there who's very strong, and it sure would mean a lot to me if it looked like we were talking to one another. But see, you don't have to talk. I'll talk, and that way he'll think that we are both talking. I wouldn't bother you if it weren't important, so just ignore me and pretend I'm not even here. Oh, thanks. That's terrific.
Come on, let's go. Let's go. Walk like this. Walk like this. Come on. Go.
Take a couple more games off. We're ready for a team.
Next, Nick dances and sings 9 to 5, lip syncing his heart out. You can really hear Cage on the vocal track, standing out from the pack as always.
Oh, wait. Oh, I didn't do that. I did not do that.
The best of times will be right back.
KVI ATV El Paso, KAV ETV Carlsbad. At Pro News, our 3-member sports team is dedicated to bringing you top-rated sports coverage. Live or on location, Pro News is there. When UTEP won the cross-country championship, Pro News was there. When the Diablos began spring training, Pro News was there. And when Bold Ego and Pass the Tab ran in the Kentucky Derby, Pro News was there. On the field, on the diamond, in the high schools, or in the pros, whatever the sport, Fred Albers, Kevin Lovell, and Jeannie Davis will be there to bring you top-rated sports coverage.
Nicolas is also featured in 2 of the funniest quick vignettes.
I can't make up my mind between Stanford and Harvard.
There's no surfing at Harvard.
Well, that decides that.
Five. You know what really bothers me? Some people are so preoccupied with themselves that they just don't take the time to listen.
The way he says what? Classic Cage.
To listen.
The Best of Times gang sing and dance again, this time to a song about doing chores and enjoying the weekends.
We've got to mow the grass, we don't think that we can last. After that, we're bagging groceries all day long.
Tomorrow, wash the car and the paper by the floor. If you think it can't get worse, then you are wrong.
Clean our room, pick up our clothes, then get out the garden hose. And there's still a list of things for us to do.
Take our queen to the store. Wait a second, there is more. On our way home, stop and shop for dinner, too.
Again, Cage's signature voice really stands out from the pack.
Sunday dinner, use every pot and pan. Get to the dishes when we're through.
He even gets pulled over in a go-kart.
Gone in 60 seconds.
We're stealing cars. The Best of Times will continue in a moment.
Nick delivers by far the show's best monologue, because it's actually dramatic and about a heavy subject. At the age of 16, you can already see all the talents on display here that would later earn Cage many accolades for his wide range of versatile acting skills.
My dad's all for this military buildup. He says our country can't be too strong, and we gotta show the other side we won't be pushed around. That's fine. But being strong means taking chances. Like this here El Salvador thing. Do you think there's gonna be a war? I mean, like, I'm registered. They call it the draft. I'm in there, man. Dad says it's my patriotic duty. But shoot, I mean, you don't even get to choose a nice place. I mean, why do they have wars in Vietnam and Korea anyway? Why not someplace real neat, like the French Riviera or Bermuda? But you don't think there's gonna be a war, do you? I wish my dad wouldn't talk about it all the time. My mom looks at me and starts to cry. And Dad says the Army will make a man out of me. Look at that. Huh? I thought I was a man already. Dad was in the Korean War. He talks about boot camp and how he and his friends went off to Tokyo. Sounds like fun. But when I ask him, hey Dad, what about combat? He dummies right up. Gets this faraway look in his eye. Changes the subject. I'll tell you one thing. You date a girl and start talking about maybe going off to war, and she gets real cuddly and affectionate. So I guess it's got its good points. Anyway, I'm not gonna worry about it. I got college next year if I can keep my grade level up. I never got good grades. It'll be a tough 4 years. I just hope we don't have a war. It kind of spoiled things, you know what I mean?
There is even a payoff from his monologue at the dance.
You date a girl and start talking about maybe going off to war, and she gets real cuddly and affectionate. So I guess it's got its good points.
I'm going tomorrow. It's off to the war in El Salvador.
Oh, Nick.
At the dance, Nick shows off his dancing skills. Even doing the splits, mind blown. Nicolas is a triple threat: actor, singer,
Treat me like a fool, treat me mean and cruel.
dancer.
The Best of Times, brought to you by Charmin Bathroom Tissue. Charmin is so big and fluffy, so squeezably soft, it's irresistible.
Shopping. I thought these were all bargains. This they liked. This they didn't. This they liked. This they didn't. What good's a bargain they don't like? Take toilet paper. I tried a no name, not soft enough. So I'm back to Charmin, a real bargain. Look, same number of sheets. No name, Charmin. You see how much thicker and fluffier Charmin is? Why isn't everything made like Charmin? A bargain they'll like.
Nicolas Cage on The Best of Times. In a recent interview with The New Yorker, Nicolas Cage reflected on the TV pilot. When asked about his new series Spider Noir being his first television series, Cage responded, "Yeah, well, I did a pilot a million years ago when I was 15 for George Schlatter of Laugh-In. He's the one who actually discovered me. He was the first guy who gave me a job." He was then asked, what was the pilot? It was called Best of Times. It wasn't very good, but yeah, it was my first. I was getting paid as an actor, and I hadn't even graduated high school yet. Nicolas would be cast in Fast Times at Ridgemount High as Brad's bud, an unnamed co-worker of Brad Hamilton, played by Judge Reinhold at Burger World. Cage and Judge would later co-star together in Zandali in 1991. Cage is relegated to background actor in a blink and you'll miss him kind of role. From Internet Movie Database. He was originally considered for the role of Brad Hamilton, but the studio thought his performance was too dark. Cage was also 17 at the time and could not work as many hours as 18-year-olds. He also had lied about his age. Too dark, that's life. Nicolas was probably just giving some truth to the character. He did have one memorable line as Brad's bud.
Brad, your sister's turning into a fox.
This would be his last credit as Nicolas Coppola until 2022's The Unbearable Weight of a Massive Talent.
Coppola couldn't have helped you as a name, could it?
Well, you know, when I first started out, I was 16, and there was a guy named Eric Stoltz, a young actor, who was working on a movie with me called Fast Times. I'm sorry, man, that workout over there
I know,
got me
yeah.
really hot.
Yeah. Well, it's warm in here tonight. A lot of the audience have taken their vests off.
What happened to the London Fog? Where's the London fog?
There is no
Where's
London.
the rain?
There is no London smog, but it's the Clean Air Act, 1933.
Anyway, yeah, he used to make fun of me because I was Coppola's nephew, you know, Godfather lines and Apocalypse Now lines, and after that I just said, you know, I really don't need it. So I changed my name to Cage.
And it's worked out very well for you.
Well, thank you.
Why did Nicolas Cage change his name? I changed my name because I was doing a little movie called Fast Times at Ridgemount High, and I was still Nicolas Coppola, and people would not stop saying things like, I love the smell of Nicolas in the morning because of Apocalypse Now, and Robert Duvall saying, I love the smell of napalm in the morning, and it made it hard to work, and I decided, I don't need this. So I changed it to Cage. It's a combination of Luke Cage from Marvel Comics, it was a character I liked, also named Power Man, and John Cage, the avant-garde composer. Speaks volumes about everything I've been up to ever since.
That figures, doesn't it? All right, now also two things I want you to notice. Over here, Mr. Cage has a tape recording machine, which will provide much of the, will you touch the machine so we can know where it is, which will provide much of the background. Also, he works with a stopwatch. The reason he does this is because these sounds are in no sense accidental in their sequence. They each must fall mathematically at a precise point. So he watches his watch as he works. He takes it seriously. I think it's interesting. If you are amused, you may laugh. If you like it, you may buy the recordings. John Cage and Water Walk.
Interestingly, John Cage made compositions out of unconventional instruments, just like the scene in Best of Times.
my tab.
Verdict. For Best of Times, I'm going to give this performance a Nick Cage performance.
Wait, remember Rocky? Boy, what a movie!
Yeah.
The best scene was when Stallone kept hitting that side of beef. Remember that? Hit, smash, hit, making it all bloody. He sure did a job on that beef.
Nick?
Yo!
Not to me or not.
Hi, how you doing? Yeah, I saw your booking for today. Yeah. Oh, have a donut. Yes. Well, that decides that.
With a hint of Nicolas Cage performance in the expertly delivered monologue.
I just hope we don't have a war. It kind of spoiled things, you know what I mean?
Only Nicolas Cage could be in such a cheesy TV series and still come out of it being so cool. I suspect it's because he put a lot of himself in the performance, and that's why the Nick character is so cool compared to the rest. Long live the king.
Best of Times will be right back.
Crispin, good night, and put out that light.
Good night, Mom. Good night. Well, this has been the Best of Times. With me, Crispin Glover, and that's Jill Sholin. This is my buddy Nicolas Coppola, and that's Julie Piekarski, and Kevin Cortez, and here's Lisa Hope Ross, and David Rambo, and old Janet Robin. Oh, and our special guest star, Jackie Mason. Well, thanks for watching. See you soon.
The best of times. We're living in the best of times.
Thanks for giving us a watch. I'm the California Nosferatu, and this was Reviewing Cage.